Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live right now or post new video. In the moment, we're going to be talking some more about Facebook dating, especially how it's going when you're asexual, and the majority of people on there are very sexualized. So we'll be getting to that in a moment. If you don't know who I am Sabami. I'm author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories book. That's real life asexual stories. I'm a dating and relationships coach specializing in asexuality and also asexual life. And I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in your own. And at the moment I'm reviewing Facebook dating. This is a dating part of Facebook that I only joined a few days ago, and I've been doing some reviews of it, so I want to give you an update on what's happening so far. So as you might have gathered by the title in this video, yes, there was in fact someone who said that to me. Very interesting. Good luck in your research. He said, "It's waste of time if I won't be able to have sex with you." So I replied to that, thanks for being honest, because I'm glad he was honest. But, you know, I just wish people would actually check my bio, because I clearly state in my profile that I'm not interested in sex. I clearly state that. Right. And so, you know, and then he asked me what I was looking for, and I said, as I said in my bio, so people don't bother reading the bio, I'm looking for a serious, committed and monogamous, no sex ever relationship with a guy, as I'm asexual in sexual orientation. No sex, no marriage, no kids, and ideally for a guy to move to live near me, but not with me. I'm not interested in casual relationships and not suitable for any guy who wants sex. And then he said, very interesting, good luck in your research. It's waste of time if I won't be able to have sex with you. And I said, thanks for being honest. It's also a waste of time for me to be with a guy who wants sex when I don't. So good luck to you too. There are lots of sexual women. I don't think you will have any problem in getting one. Take care. Because, I mean, that's it. Do you know what I mean? There's just thousands of women that are sexual. You know what I mean? You'd have thought there'd be some guy on there that would want someone different. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why do you want the same thing? And also, something that really frustrates me is like in the age group I put in the filters 18 to 35, right? And most of the guys that like me or come up matches have nearly all got beards or facial hair. I absolutely can't stand facial hair. Like, it's like, for relationship wise, it's just horrible for me. It's like, I don't want to kiss a bush or hurt myself on stubble. You know, I like to kiss a guy's naked face. Do you know what I mean? Because it's beautiful. And so it really, really is very, very frustrating for me to, like, you know, like, see loads of guys on there and they just have so much facial hair. You know, it's like, I'm not interested in facial hair. It doesn't attract me one bit. And, you know, it's like guys who are, like, you know, in their early 20s, they've got these bushes on their face. I'm like, why? Why do you want to look so much older? It's just horrible. Eddie, as a man with a rug on his face, I'm offended. Oh, Eddie, well, I've offended you. It's all right. But yeah, it's horrible. I hate it. It's no good for kissing whatsoever. And the majority of people on my Facebook said they didn't like it either. One guy, though, he said he likes his beard. So he's a friend of mine. So yeah, but there was some comments because I put it on my Facebook, as you've probably seen. And actually, the Facebook dating isn't working very well because I get people who like me. You're supposed to be able to click through to see your likes, and then I'm getting like notifications that these guys like me, but they're not coming up actually in my likes when you click through them. So that's really, really annoying. Really annoying, because this guy sent me a message and I can't read it. Just looks like I can't read it. So it's a bit annoying, to say the least. Eddie, I wrote my love a note on WordPad for our anniversary today. Oh, it's today! Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary to you! Happy anniversary to you! Happy anniversary to Eddie and your loved one! Happy anniversary to you! 3 years, isn't it? That is some good going. Long distance relationship for 3 years with an asexual girl. That's incredible. Oh wow, it's today. Happy anniversary. That is, I guess, the 17th, is it? Or is it the 18th in your country now? Because you're in the United States, aren't you? We've just gone through to the 18th in the UK now, 4 minutes over into the 18th. Is it the 18th or is it the 17th? I'll be interested to know. But yeah, that's really good. Oh wow, that's incredible. Yeah, I can't do long distance relations unless they're in the same country. Then, because I mean, I love London. Like, if there was a guy who lived in London, it would be a lot better than if he lived anywhere else, really, in the country, unless it was really near me. Like, if he's going to live a long distance, like, because I love London. Oh, the 17th there. Congratulations. Yeah, so I love London. So if a guy had a house in London, I'd be like, oh, I get to see London and I get to visit him as well. So that wouldn't be so bad, because I just love London. It's like my second home. I do believe that if my soulmate's not near me, he'll be in London. I've always thought that for a very long time, because I do have a really strong pull towards London. If I wasn't living in my city now, I'd live in London. But I do love my city because it's not smoggy like London is. London's very smoggy. But yeah, so so the Facebook dating is very difficult. But yeah, like I'm not into beards at all, and like I'm just not. I just can't. I just don't find them attractive whatsoever. And so I did write on my Facebook, and there was a few people that agreed with, not everyone agreed with me, but the people that don't like, the people that have it, yeah, one guy, what was it? He's my friend on there. He put he agreed with me and said he feels the same. They are too itchy, so I prefer my guy to be clean shaven, and I prefer on myself as well. Yeah, because I said, because I'm like, why does every guy like to have a beard or facial hair? I don't want to kiss facial hair or a bush. I want to kiss a guy's sweet and beautifully naked face, not naked body, naked face. But you know what I mean? I don't mind his chest naked if he's got no hair. I don't like hair on chest. I don't like hair on a guy's chest. I really don't like hair on a guy's chest. It really puts me off. I'm not into hair at all. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like, on his head, I don't mind hair on his head. I can put my hands through his hair on his head. That's great. But I don't like hair on face, and I don't like hair on chest. I don't like guys that have got gorilla chests. Ugh. Doesn't appeal to me at all. But yeah. So yeah, so it was nice. I mean, because there's some friends I have as well. Like one guy who's my friend, he said that his wife wouldn't kiss him unless he shaves. That was really good. So one of my friends said not every guy has or wants facial hair, but I said they are very rare to find on dating sites these days. Nearly all the guys on Facebook dating who have liked me have facial hair, or who might be potential matches. Drives me nuts. Most younger guys up to 35 years of age seem to have facial hair. Yeah, 18 to 35. I don't know if I said 33 early. 35 I did my filters at. But yeah, one of my friends said it looks good and goes with my biker goth look. But they've got a fiance anyway, so I don't think that matters really. And then yeah, the other friend said if I grew a beard or a mustache, my wife would not kiss me, so clean shaven it is, which is really good, because I like a guy who like literally do that for his woman. And it's a trend. Oh, one of my friends said it's a trend, but I'm pro clean shaven. Yes. And another person agreed with me. Yeah. So, you know, it's just like, and also so many guys in the Facebook dating are liars, right? You've got one guy who's like said to me, put on his profile that he hates smoking and he hates drinking. And then he's got pictures of himself with bottles of drink. Like, I said to him, well, you say I hate smoking and drinking as well, but actually I see you do like drinking because you've got photographs of you drinking. It's just blatant lies. And obviously there was a guy the other day that lied and didn't, you know, said he didn't have children when he does, because luckily I knew someone who knew him. And he put on his profile he doesn't have children. You know, and it's just like, it's ridiculous. And I got a guy the other day who said he was scared of sex, and then he proceeded to tell me how it felt inside a woman, and clearly wasn't afraid of sex, just wanted to start talking about sex with me. You know, it's disgusting. There was someone who tried to friend me directly on Facebook, and he seemed to be quite a famous person or something to do with films, and he just started talking about sex. I'm like, I'm not interested in sex. Why aren't you interested in sex? And proceeded to go on, and I've just blocked him. I'm like, I can't be doing with that. Yeah, he was like, really, he's not from the dating, he just decided to start messaging me, and I'm like, you know, he was like, oh god, this him. He messaged me, this is a random Facebook friend request I had. Hi, you sent me a friend request, but I don't think I know you. You can know me if you want to. Can I? I said, I'm hetero, romantic, asexual, and hate sex. Because I knew that whenever a guy sees my profile and I put I'm asexual entrepreneur, they think it means I'm highly sexual. And that's why they friend me, because they think they're going to have sex with me and I'm into sex. It's ridiculous. And they go, wow, really? Do you believe in BDSM? I've just told them that I hate sex. And I hate that, not interested, please find someone else. People love it nowadays. I hate it too. Yeah, sure, you hate it too. That's why you decided to mention it. And I put, I'm not interested. He goes, me too, I'm just telling you about this. That nowadays everyone is into BDSM. And I said, and I know many people who are asexual like me and don't even like sex. They're like, yeah, but have you ever tried? Sex is natural, no? And I'm like, it's not natural to asexuals, as we don't get the need, urge, or want for partner sexual intercourse, as we don't experience sexual attraction. Yeah, you are right. So have you ever been in a relationship? Hello, have a nice day. He's going, hello, how are you doing, gorgeous? Do you like Game Truth or Dare? And I just put not interested, because that's like a sex game. Thank you for the thumbs up. Lots of love. PAO. PAO? I agree. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so it's just like, you know, it's like I'm not interested. And then it was a bit sad because I did video chat with an asexual Indian guy the other day, but I mean, he's not right for me. Because I told him I cannot do a long distance relationship. Paola. I never have sex in my life. I have 34 years old. Oh, right, okay, yeah. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, I'm not interested in. I have had sex in the past because I thought I had 2 years ago. I'm not interested in that. Now I know I don't have to have it. I don't do that at all. I haven't done that for years. It's just like horrible to me. But yeah, yeah, it's normal for us, yeah, to not have it. I totally agree with you on that. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, so there was an Indian asexual guy we video chatted, but you know, I told him, I said, well, I can't do a long distance relationship, you know? And he started trying to talk to me like we were in a relationship. I said, no, those type of words, those lovey-dovey words like honey and all that type of thing, they're just, you know, they're for a relationship, and we're not in a relationship. I can't do a long distance relationship. If you want a relationship, you have to come over to the UK. You're not going to be able to get here because other Indian guys who are asexual don't seem to be able to get here, so you can't get here. I mean, to be honest, there are Indian guys in my city, right? But these are the ones that have already decided to come over and decided to study of their own accord. They don't have to, you know, they've got a reason already to be over here. Do you know what I mean? It's very different to someone just popping up in someone's life and then, you know, like, oh, possibility of a relationship when they haven't even thought about that before. So, Piers William. Okay, so I have a question. The person I like is asexual, but I'm not. I'm planning on telling her that I like her, but I'm afraid she will say no. Any ideas? Well, I think you have to ask yourself, Piers, if you could live without sex or not, if there are sex repulsed asexuals, an asexual that doesn't want sex. So I think you have to ask yourself the question about, could you be in a relationship without sex? And if the answer is no, then what's the point in telling her? I mean, I get guys still telling me they like me, but I'm very strong. I'm like, well, it wouldn't work, so just forget it. But not everyone's like me. So, do you know what I mean? So that would be my advice to you is, you know, is, you know, you can tell her that you like her, but you've got to decide before you even tell her if you could be in a relationship without sex, if she's an asexual that don't want sex. Do you know what I mean? And she's monogamous. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if you like sex and she doesn't, it's not going to work. You have to look for someone else, however much you like her. You know, because I get guys who like me, but they can't be in a relationship with me because I don't want sex. Like this guy, this was another guy. This was the guy that basically. This was a guy that said that he said he didn't like drinking, and then he's got in his profile of him drinking. But so he asked me, can we still be friends? Because I said, have you read my bio? And he's like, yeah, I've read your bio. And I put, I'm asexual in sexual orientation, though. I'm not a heterosexual, you know? And then he's like, oh, first I didn't understand you because I don't understand English properly. Now I understand your bio. And I put, yeah, I hate sex. And he goes, I got it. But is it okay to be friends? And like the answer's no. Because I said, I'm on here to find a serious relationship rather than just friends. I have good and best friends already. Because what you don't want to be doing on these type of sites is having friends with benefits. There are loads of sexual guys that will friend me and still want to be my friend, despite the fact I say no to a relationship, because they either want to push the boundaries because they think you'll change your mind. And the more they get close to you and become friends with you, the more you're going to want to be in a relationship with them. And they're going to kind of push you into having sex because you're going to feel like, oh, well, if I don't have sex, then I'll lose the person. Or they're going to have a friends with benefits type of situation going on. So you don't want this. You know, I'm clearly on Facebook dating. I've put in there long-term relationship, and that's like serious relationship. That's it. I haven't put anything about friends or chatting, or because some of them are on there just for lockdown reasons. There are some people on the Facebook dating that just go, oh, I'm bored in lockdown. I just want to chat to some people. Oh, I'm just doing this because of lockdown. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be interested in one of those type of people. Unless you're just bored yourself or want to do that, you know? But that's not why I've gone on there, you know? I mean, if it gets too bad, you know, with just stupid idiots about sex all the time, then I'll just probably delete it. But I'm giving it a go because I think, you know, I'm more likely to find someone because there's more people on there. And also there's people who are local to me. Do you know what I mean? But it's going to be very difficult because most of them are highly sexual. Most of them seem to be lying in their profile. What they say to me and they have on their profile is two different things. So, you know, so anyway, this guy, I said, I'm on here to find a serious relationship rather than just friends. I have good and best friends already. And they're like, oh, I'm looking for a relationship as well. I like you, with a smiley face. So I put, I'm looking for a monogamous, serious and committed relationship without sex. And you have different needs to me, so it wouldn't work. And he's like, okay, as you wish. I'm like, good luck. Because, you know, that's what I mean. You don't want to be getting into a situation where you're friends with benefits. It's just not good for you. Especially if you're romantic in nature, right? If you're romantic, you're going to start developing feelings usually for one of these people eventually, or they're going to try and worm their way into your affections. You know, I don't need it. You know, I've got friends, I've got best friends, I've got good friends. Of course, friendship is a foundation for any relationship. But when this person wants sex and I don't, categorically, I'm not going to ever be in a relationship with them. So I don't need to be their friend. You see what I mean? You should only be friends with someone if you're using strategic dating procedures. You should only be friends with someone who you actually think is potentially going to be in a relationship with you if you're doing this dating thing, because otherwise you're wasting your frigging time. Do you know what I mean? They'll take your time up and they'll start chatting to you every day like a friend because they're bored and because they're lonely and because they want a friends with benefit situation and because they think it will change your mind. You just need to cut all that out. You know, you need to be very specific, very strategic in your dating thing. Dating game is a process of elimination, or they eliminate themselves. Like that asexual Indian guy, he basically eliminated himself, and then he said like, he said some stuff which wasn't good. And so I've heard worse, but it wasn't good. So, you know, I said basically, I want a strong guy. You're not that type of guy, which he thought was hilarious, which I thought was very rude. And, you know, he started to say to me, oh, you know, can you help me find a job in the UK? It's like, no, you just don't value my time, mate. Do you think I have the time to sit there and find you a job? You know, it's ridiculous. So, you know, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I'm not here to be a servant or slave to a guy. If a guy wants to come to UK, so he's really interested, go and find a frigging job himself and he's quick smart about it. But, you know, they just have to like visas, passing the time, want an LDR to make them feel better. You know, I've heard it all before. It's a bit sad, really, but it is the way it is. I wish them the best of luck to find someone in their own country. I'm sure that they'll be great for someone else. You know, but, you know, they said goodbye, and so that's fine. I've unfriended, blocked, or, you know, because they said bye anyway, so that's it. I'm not messing around, you know, life's too friggin' short at the end of the day. But the only person I have a consistent conversation with so far is a guy who's 20 from London, and he looks Indian actually, but he's foreign looking. But he's born in the UK, I think, because he's English. But yeah, he likes older women. I am actually shocked at the amount of younger guys on the Facebook dating who specifically like older women. I mean, that's quite good for me, I have to say, you know, but a lot of them want sex with an older woman. That's the problem. And I was like, I don't want sex. But the 20-year-old that I'm talking to, he's got 2 jobs. So he likes as a hard worker, which I really like about him. And I told him I don't like sex. And I asked him what he's looking for. And he said, oh, basic love, which was quite nice. Because I explained what asexual was. He said, I don't mind, I just want basic love. But he said he's heterosexual, but he likes a bit older women. But anyway, so he's got 2 jobs, which is good, and he likes cricket and running, I think he said. So he seems like more decent than a lot of the people on there so far. But do you know what I mean? Because he said he was busy with work, so he couldn't message me back all the time. But I'll see if he actually carries on talking to me or not. Because a lot of the guys that like older women, they like to talk to them on the internet. They don't, you know, like not all of them actually want to actually have dates. But I mean, obviously, when I go out clubbing, I get loads of younger guys interested in me, and they're still snogging me when the lights come up, and some of them are still walking out hand in hand with me. So they ain't that afraid. Do you know what I mean? So you get guys, you know, I need a younger guy who's into older women, and actually, you know, is like in public kissing her and holding her hand and cuddling her and going out on dates and all that type of thing. Do you know what I mean? Not someone who's shy and like, oh, I can't do this, I can just do it in private. It's like, no, mate, you really like an older woman, you be strong, because otherwise, why the hell are you even interested in an older woman? An older woman likes a guy who knows what he wants, is very forthcoming, as in he knows what he wants, speaks his own mind, doesn't care what people think. This is my woman, I'm with her, you know, chat, dance, kiss, whatever, you know, and be together. Not this rubbish about, oh, I like older women, but no one can know about it. It's like, no, if you like an older woman, then you should be very confident about that. You should be bold and brave. You should be strong for her. She don't need older women like younger guys usually because they look after themselves better. They're more interesting. They've got, you know, they're career driven usually, you know, they're much better looking. And it's for me, I just don't have much in common with older guys. I'm not aesthetically attracted to them, so I have to be with a younger guy. I'm just not, you know, I need to be with a guy who's about 23, really, something like this guy to 20, but I need to be with a guy in his early 20s to mid 20s, because I just start getting older and I just, you know, they're just no good for me. They're just not on my wavelength, a lot of them. Having said that, you know, I need a strong guy. There isn't actually many strong guys in the world, sadly. These days, it's all gone bums up. I was going to say something else. But yeah, but at least he's actually asked me some questions about himself. He said that he didn't tell me about sex. It's just work and busy, because I thought he wasn't interested in me because he needs sex, this guy. But he's asking me what do I do and telling me about his jobs and stuff. And he's got 2 jobs. So, and he's really weird. On one of his photographs, he looks really young, and then the others, he looks older than that. So, yeah. So anyway, at least I've got some decent conversation out of him. I'm thinking, yeah, I got more decent conversation out of a 20-year-old than I have some other guys in here that are much older than that. You know, at least, you know, he talks and stuff, and I know a bit about him. But yeah, so he's really good looking as well. Very, like, in one of his photographs, his main profile photograph, I'm like, oh my god, you're so kissable. So yes, but I don't know how that's going to go. But the rest of them, they pretty much, you know, just want sex. Like I said in this video, like, actually, guys, it's a waste of time if I won't have sex with him. It's like, you know what I mean? It's a waste of time me having sex if I don't want it, or even being with a guy who wants sex, you know. And I clearly state in my profile, that's a stupid thing. I clearly state it in my profile, I'm no sex, I don't want sex. And they still start talking. They just clearly don't even read my profile. It's so friggin' annoying, you know. And I said to this guy that Hey, I'm really good, thanks. I put that I'm Skyping my best asexual friend. I'm asexual and sexual orientation, hate sex. My best friend is like me, and they're like, "That's good." I'm like, "It's ace. Have a fab day," and that was it. Because obviously, clearly, this guy's going to be interested in sex, isn't he? So basically, I just tell them that I won't be suitable for you because I don't like sex, and then I see what they say after that. So I actually tell them that they shouldn't be with me because I don't like sex. And then I see what their answer is rather than the opposite way round of like me waiting to see if they can be with me without sex. I say it the opposite way around. I'm like, oh, you don't want to be with me basically because I am asexual and sexual orientation. I don't like sex and you're going to like sex. So don't be with me. So I do the opposite. I do role reversal. I reverse engineer that. And I think everyone should do that if they're asexual because, you know, the guys who want sex, which are the majority, will just be like, oh, okay, she made it easy for me. You know, because I'm not stupid. That you know, that it's going to be very, very difficult to find someone on that Facebook dating that doesn't want sex or that's okay with a no sex relationship. I mean, there was one guy that I saw, but he was in Ireland and he looked like he might be part of LGBT plus because of his profile. And he like was dressed in Comic Con stuff and the way he was talking. But you know, I like Ireland's too far anyway, you know, and he wasn't foreign apart from Irish. But you know what I mean? I really need coloured skin. I love beautiful coloured skin. It's just gorgeous. I'm not really attracted to British guys, and I'm much more attracted. There was one recently, obviously, you know about him that I was attracted to, which is quite rare for me. But you know, usually I am attracted to foreign guys who look foreign, coloured skin. I'm not really attracted to other people that much. I mean, I look at the British guys on there, and honestly, they just like I'm just like ugh. And a lot of the guys on there actually Facebook dating are actually really boring for me. Not just British guys, some of the other guys as well. It's just like it's so boring. Just your profile's just the same. It's just boring like you know your face doesn't interest me because I get attracted to a guy's face. Your face doesn't interest me. Or you know, like some of the guys that I do like the look of, they smoke, so I can't have a smoker. And you know, it's just like kind of really difficult. But I would try that, you know, if you're going to try Facebook dating, instead of waiting for people to talk about sex, you talk about it. I bring that up first of all. I'm like, I'm asexual and sexual orientation. Did you read my bio? You know, because I don't want sex. And the people that are only after sex or that really want sex, they'll just go. They won't even, some of them, if they read the bio, they won't even talk to you. They'll match because they've seen your picture and then they'll realise, oh, you don't want sex. So that's it. I mean, all the majority of the guys around where I live, they're just not very good looking. It's like, oh, they're not my type at all. You know, there's one guy that's not bad looking, but I just can tell he's highly sexual. And he was actually in my city. And I'm like, no, he's a bit old for me as well. I think he was 28, but yeah, but I can just tell by looking at him. I'm like, you just look way too sexual for me. So, you know, and there is blips with the Facebook dating app as well, you know, like I'm having like, you know, like I said, I've got matches and messages, but I can't even see them because for some reason it's not actually showing me them. So I don't know if I need to switch my phone off and reset it or what, because this guy's just sent me a message. But I can't, when I press it, it's not doing anything. It's not even going through and I can't even see what it's saying. So I think that's a bit crappy, if I'm honest. So it's coming up with matches, but it's not coming up with anything in terms of like the messages I'm being sent. So I can't even see what they are. And I've got like eight people who liked me now. I've had the other day I had about 30 people that liked me. So you do get a lot of people like you. I do. I get loads of guys liking me all the time, but I'm just like the majority are just like, ugh, you're just not my type, mate. You're just not my type. The 20-year-old is more my type actually, but obviously 20 is a bit young, you know. I think 23's most ideal, but I don't know, like 20, maybe they're less. I don't know. Some of them are more sexual, some of them might be a bit less sexual. I don't know. But yeah, like it's like around 23 is really good for me, really, because after 23 they've usually finished their studies, they know what they want in life, and they are a bit more like certain about things. 20 is a little bit young, but you know. But I did have an asexual foreign guy actually. He was coloured and he came to my meetup and he travelled 12 hours on a train on a coach, sorry, to come to my meetup and 12 hours back again, staying in B&B. And he was 20, he was nearly 21 at the time, but he didn't care about age, apart from me, like, girl with blonde hair, but he wanted kids and I didn't. He was asexual, well, grey asexual. So, you know, I just don't want kids. So, you know, and I got on really well with him. So, you know what I mean? It's like, it's, you know, but so far that's the nicest person I think on that app, the Facebook dating one, is a 20-year-old to talk to so far. But I don't really know much about him at the moment. So, and the conversation's not, it's been quite formal. I find it hard to emotionally connect with sexual guys, like heterosexual guys. I found it very, very difficult. Like with asexual guys, it's so much easier for me to emotionally connect. They're like kind of soft and squidgy and have heart a lot of the time. But it's like with heterosexuals, it's like I find it really hard to get through to their heart and their emotional and soft side. It's just like coated in sexual energy nonsense, if you know what I mean. That's how it feels to me. It's like I find it really difficult to emotionally connect with them. It's like, where's your squidgy side? Where's your emotional squidgy side? Where's your heart? It's like coated and surrounded in all this like sexual armor or something. It's really weird. I don't know how to describe it as better than that. It's like, yeah, it's like they've got this sexual armor around them and you just can't get through to their heart. It's like, where is the soft, gentle, emotional side to you? Or were you just like toughened because you're heterosexual or what? You know, it's very weird. But I remember looking back, you know, I found it a lot harder to emotionally connect with heterosexuals in my past. I mean, I wouldn't say any of them I was soul connected to properly. I thought I was to one of my exes, but I wouldn't say really. Looking back, I was like, I used to think about best friend soulmates back then with one of them. But, you know, I experienced much more closeness with my two best friends and probably my three best friends. And also, you know, like I've got an Indian homoromantic online friend I'm really close to him as a friend. He's homoromantic, so into guys. And he's a really beautiful soul, you know, and I get on so well with him. He's 22 and we get on really well together. So we're like soul friends. So I'm glad that, you know, I do believe my soul romantic mate's Indian, but I just glad that I have got that soul friend. So I was kind of right anyway, because I do have a soul friend, like soul mate, but in a friend, non-romantic way, who's Indian, 22, in his 20s. So I kind of am not wrong about that, you know, which is really nice. And we get on so well. And we're there to support each other on the online and stuff. And I really, really, I know he's very caring about me, you know, worries about my health. I worry about his health. So it's really nice, deep friendship. There's a lot of friendship love there, I think, and it's really beautiful. So I'm really, really happy about that. That's just something amazing. I met them through Facebook, not the dating, the Facebook itself, because like I said, they're into guys. So we're both into Indian guys, which is really good to talk about our experiences and help each other out with that, support each other. It's really, really nice. Hello to you, because I know he watches this channel. Lots of friendship love. And, you know, and so, yeah, that's really nice. But yeah, Facebook dating's really, really difficult. I mean, some of my friends have gone and tried the Facebook dating, but they're not telling people that they're asexual. You know, you need to be very, 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 very clear. You're asexual, and if you don't like sex, I'm asexual, I don't like sex. Obviously, a lot of people ignore that, and then as soon as you start talking to them, say, hey, have you seen my profile? I'm asexual. You explain what that is and say that I don't want sex. Paola, in my case, I think I could have sex, but only if I'm totally sure about him. Only if he will be my partner of life, and if he is loyalty. If I won't find this man, you prefer be alone the rest of my life. Yeah, I understand. I do understand what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, for me, I just don't want it ever again in my life. I'm not interested in it. But I know some asexuals don't mind having sex. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's quite difficult. Only in the marriage. Oh, yeah, you want marriage. I don't want marriage. And that's another thing that's very difficult, because I don't want marriage, and the majority, like, for example, Indian guys, they want marriage. I don't want marriage. So that's another thing. I don't want sex, I don't want marriage, I don't want kids, and I don't want to live together. And like one guy who's on Facebook, he found me on Facebook, like not the dating, the actual Facebook, and he friended me, Indian guy, and he started talking to me and go, oh, I saw your bio, I like you, or something, like I wanna connect with you on WhatsApp. I'm like, I'm not on WhatsApp, I'm on here on Facebook Messenger. Oh, I don't use Facebook Messenger. I'm like, you know, he was talking to me on Facebook Messenger like you don't use Facebook Messenger. And he was asking me, can you install WhatsApp for me? I said, no, I can't install WhatsApp for you. I'm a busy person. Do you know what I mean? A lot of these guys that come across, they're like, just like I can just drop everything for them. You know, you should see my calendar. It's absolutely every single day for the last like I don't know if I can show it you actually. Put my dressing gown there. This is like this is like the last since I've been furloughed from my day job. Like, look at this. This is like I got furloughed from my day job. That was my last day of working. And so, you know, you don't need to see it in detail, but just look, there's something every single day on my calendar. It's packed with stuff I've done. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't have time to find a guy a job to potentially move to the UK. In other words, me do all the running around from Indy to sweet FA and just like think I'm his slave, you know? And I don't, you know, like I am a busy girl. Like this guy's going, oh, can you install WhatsApp? It's like, no, you know, if a guy's interested in me, he needs to work to my life and be having, you know, like, especially if he doesn't do as much work as me, you know, he needs to be making it convenient for me to talk to him. If he liked me that much, then he would, you know? It's just ridiculous. Like people, like the guys just don't value my time. It's like, do you not understand how precious my time is? If I give time to a guy, he is very, very honoured. And the trouble is they don't realise that. They like take it for granted. Oh, you're spending some time with me. Let's talk tomorrow. Let's talk here. Let's talk there. It's like, no, that's not how I work, right? If I've given you an extra few hours, it's because I really like you and I want to get to know you better, but I need to schedule time in to talk on the phone or to video chat. And I don't want a long distance relationship. I've made that perfectly clear. I mean, if it's in the UK, I realise that a lot of, for example, relationships, especially if you're asexual, trying to find another asexual person, right? You're really going to have to start a long distance relationship. And one of you is going to have to move towards the other because you're unlikely to find the right match for you in your own city. You're not going to, you know what I mean? People are like, a lot of asexuals are like, oh, but there's no one in my city. It's like, you have to move or find someone who moved to you because you're asexual. Even if you do know people in your city, I know people in my city or near my city that are asexual, but none of them are suitable for a relationship with me. Even my two best friends, you know, they're not suitable for a relationship with me. One's in a partnership with another non-binary person. They weren't interested in me anyway romantically because we weren't suitable to each other, you know, because they're into masculine looking people or guys. And I like guys and they're not into kissing, you know, so we weren't suitable, but we're awesome best friends and they've got their life partner that I helped. Well, I did find them a life partner actually, and they are the best life partner ever for them. They are the perfect soulmate couple. And I'm so happy my best friend's now got that. And then I've got another really close best friend as well. We're not suitable because they're more into guys. Sam! Talking. Lots of friendship love to you. You appear when I talk about you. It's incredible. It's incredible. And so, because I was talking about, you know, just because you know asexual doesn't mean to say you're a match, you know. So I was explaining, you know, and I've got another close friend, but they're into guys, so they're not suitable for me, you know. And so, you know, and then I know some more. I know there's a guy in my city. We're totally not suitable for each other because we're completely different characters. I think we've only got about one thing in common. And then there's a female in my city. You know, I'm not into females, so that's no good for me. And then there's a guy that lives not far from me, but he's older, into younger girls. He's got an asexual fiance now. You know, obviously I'm into younger guys. He's into younger girls. So he's got a beautiful young asexual fiance. Perfect soulmate for him. So do you know what I mean? I'm trying to just reiterate the point to you that you're going to have to travel usually for a relationship. If you're asexual, you're going to have to. The majority of time, there are rare cases I know where you can find some asexuals in your city. But if you're looking to get into a relationship, thanks for the thumbs up, especially if it's a romantic relationship, right? Then, you know, rather than a platonic one, you know, you're going to usually have to shift, or they're going to have to shift towards you. If you think you're just going to sit there for the rest of your life and magically someone's going to appear, it might happen, but it's very, very unlikely, right? You're going to have to shift your butt or get someone to shift their butt to you. It's just the way it is. You know, and people that are serious about getting a relationship, asexuals that are serious, will really look into that, you know? Ideally for me, I need to find a mover, or if I was doing a long distance relationship, I would want the guy to, if he wasn't living near me, like in a city, like I live in Exeter and there's like Newton Abbot, Torquay, Paignton, Plymouth, they're the places that are near me, or even possibly Bristol. But You know, if it's none of them, I'd rather him be in London because I love London. Like, if I go to London, I mean, I'd probably have to stay at his place sometimes. I wouldn't be able to afford to eat out all the time in London. But, you know, like, providing he's not going to be a sexual person, want sex with me. But you know what I'm saying? You know, like, I love London. So to actually go to London would be an amazing experience for me to be there because I'd be happy in the place, not just with the person. So, because I just love London. It's like my second home, it always has been. So that's why I think if the guy doesn't live around here near me, then he's most likely to live in London. And it's it's one of the most easiest places for me to get to, other than local places. Like if it's somewhere like Manchester, that you can't get to there back in the day, that's really out of the question. Birmingham, I don't think you can do it. It's like, or you know, like Wales places. Like unless this guy's got a car and he can come driving down to me. Do you know what I mean? So you know, you've got to really be thinking about all these things. You know, if you're asexual and want a relationship with another asexual person, you're likely going to have to shift. And so many people are like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that. That's fine, but you're going to find someone who is going to move towards you then, because you're going to have to do it. And most asexual relationships are going to start long distance. You're not really going to be living near each other. And I don't usually like long distance. It's something I don't usually really want to do. I don't really like doing that. It's not really what I want to do. But at the end of the day, you know, I think it was in the same country, it might be okay for me. Like if it was somewhere like London, who I knew that the guy would come down and see me as much as possible. Do you know what I mean? And I think, you know, because I work a lot anyway, I think, you know, like it might work out well if he came and saw me like twice a month or something, and he kept in contact every single day. And I was really sure that he was loyal, faithful, committed, loving, and not interested in any other women. Do you know what I mean? I really would need to see that with his actions and his aura and the way he was. I mean, obviously, if he's asexual, he's more likely to be faithful and good guy. But, you know, there's some asexual guys that I still know that aren't good. Some that go flirting with loads of women and stuff. So you know, you've got to be mindful of that. Just because they're asexual doesn't mean to say they're a good person. But you know, like I do find I'm much more emotionally connect to asexual guys. I find it very difficult to emotionally connect to sexual guys. You know, they don't want to open up. They don't want to be vulnerable, sexual guys. And it's kind of their sexual stuff that I feel that's like encases them. It's a very like a hard, crusty shell that's very difficult to get through. Very difficult to penetrate through, I was going to say, but that sounds a bit of a sexual term, doesn't it? So I find that really difficult, you know. But I really need, you know, I would still like to be with an Indian guy. I would still like him to be asexual. I mean, otherwise I've got to find an Indian guy who's really not bothered about having sex and really actually means that, and it's really not important for him, which I think is going to be very difficult to do. I don't think anything's impossible, though. I think there's rarer cases. Like, obviously, Eddie's got their 3-year anniversary with their beautiful asexual partner, and Eddie's not asexual. And they've been in a really long distance relationship for 3 years. So, you know what I mean? So it can work out. You know, and you know, like for me, like personally, I just think, you know, like I will still keep looking, you know, because one of the things in my life I'm really keen on doing is find the right guy for a committed relationship. It's like one of my aims in life. I think in your life you have lots of different like sections of your life. I've learnt this through personal and professional development as well. You have like lots of different areas. One of them's like health, one of them's finances, one of them's your mission, one of them's your spirituality, one of them's family and friends, and then relationship. You know, and you have to look at all these different areas of your life, and you're supposed to rate yourself on a scale of like 0 to 10, how good you're feeling at the moment about that, how settled you are, how you're feeling you've got the right thing for you in that area. Well, with me, with relationships, in terms of friendships, I've got the best friendships ever, and I think they've gone from strength to strength. And that's aspect I've never had before in past years, only in these last recent years. So for me, the relationships in terms of friendships have been incredible, the best ever of my life. So I think that is really good, and I've just got to maintain, sustain that, you know, which I will do. That comes quite naturally, and that's really good. In terms of romantic relationship, you know, for me, that's a way off. It's like I'm still searching for the right guy. And you know, some people believe don't bother searching, you know, it'll happen when it happens. But when I don't look, right, when I just let things happen, I end up with guys who are rubbish for me coming along. I mean, really bad guys for me, you know, when I just happen to like forget, you know, like trying not to actively search, I still, you know, well, if I'm actively searching somewhere, but then this guy shows up randomly, he's usually no good for me. You know, so for me, it don't work like that. You know, I know I've got an Indian soulmate. I can see him in my mind. And it doesn't matter what guys come along year after year, I know that I have an Indian soulmate. I know I do. I can see him. I can feel him. I know categorically I have one. So it doesn't matter what guy comes along, even if I'm attracted to other guys a lot, I'm still going to have this Indian soulmate that I was believing. You know, it's just something I believe in for the end of the earth, I guess, to the moon and back, you know. So it's never going to go away. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. And so I really feel I need to pursue that, you know. I really feel I just need to find that guy, you know. It is like finding a needle in a haystack. I believe he's in his early 20s. I don't think he's much older than 23. He could even, you know, 23, 24, could be a bit younger, maybe. I can kind of picture him. But, you know, like, yeah, I haven't found him yet. But you know what I'm saying? It's just you've got to understand that if you're in the dating scene, especially if you're doing Facebook dating, the majority of them are not going to be asexual on there, you know. And when people value your worth on the amount of sex you are and are not having, is it's a waste of time if you're not going to have sex with me. It's kind of like, is that all you value the person on, is whether they're going to have sex with you or not? Do you know what I mean? Is that it? You know, is that all my value is? No, I don't think so, you know. But when they say stuff like that, it's basically, you know, like, but then, you know, I do understand that sexuals do need sex. The majority do. It's a part of their relationship need, and just like mine is, I don't need that, you know. I do accept that as well. So I like it if they are more honest and don't string me along, you know, and pretend they don't want sex when they do. And that's the danger of getting on dating sites or in groups or in like Facebook dating, when you say that you don't want sex and they're like, oh, I don't either. And then I think me and Sam discussed this, where Sam was looking for someone in the past, you know, like they say they don't want sex and they're all right not having it, and then you find out actually they do want it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, but you said you didn't. It's like, yeah, but I really do. You know, I was just lying, basically, or I just changed my mind. Which they didn't change their mind. They always want that in the first place and thought you change your mind, basically. So, you know, it's really difficult. But I think you just have to keep pursuing it, you know. Like I said, there's quite a few guys on Facebook that seem to be liars, which I think is disgusting, because I think it drags down the male kind of name, if you know what I mean, because not every guy's bad, but a lot of the guys on there, they're putting stuff in their profile then contradicting what they're telling me in private message, or even they contradict themselves. Like I said, one guy said he's not, hates smoking and drinking, yet he's got bottles of drink in his pictures. So it's like, clearly you're lying, mate. And if you're lying about one thing like that, you're just going to be lying about so much more. You know, so those type of guys, you just can't trust them from the off. One little lie like that and that's it, because it's not little, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's like one lie and that's it. I just don't trust the guy. I have to go a guy who categorically is so honest that he's see-through, basically. Do you know what I mean? I spoke to a guy the other day, on an asexual guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, I've read your profile and I definitely don't want a relationship like you where you're sharing all the secrets and life with each other. And I'm thinking, that's okay, that's his choice, great. But I'm thinking to myself, you know, in order to have a really loving, happy, healthy relationship, you've got to have no secrets from each other and be completely open and honest in communication, whatever sexuality you are, and share your life and world with that person. That's the whole point of being in a relationship with your mate. You may as well just stay single. Do you know what I mean? Because it's about sharing your life and world with that person, about opening up to that person and sharing your soul and your hopes and your dreams and your fears. You know, I want a guy who will tell me the truth about stuff, not just what I want to hear. I mean, I do like, you know, I don't like horror, but I did have a guy who said they like horror. And I said I don't, but he was good on that. I think it was the asexual guy who did video chat the other day. He was good on that because he didn't lie and say, oh, well, I don't then if you don't. He was strong on that, but other things weren't strong on. So it's no good for me. But yeah, so I just think, you know, like try, you know, you could try Facebook dating if you're asexual, but be honest, be upfront and say you're asexual and don't want sex. I just, as soon as they message me, I'll tell them I'm asexual, don't want sex, because most of them will just go then. And then you filter out all the people that just not read your profile or no going to be any good for you, basically. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there for tonight because I've done quite a lot of chatting. It's lovely to see you, Sam. And Paola, how you pronounce it? And Eddie and Pierce, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna love you and leave you for now. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that great big bell icon so get notified of every time I go live right now, post a new video, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. I really appreciate you. As always, I love you for being here. I'll see you on the next video live stream. Take care and have a good evening or daytime wherever you are. Lots of love. Bye. Bye, Sam. Bye, everyone.